Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today. So I am creating little gift boxes and filling them with Valentine's Day candy to send to my nieces and nephews along with their Valentine's Day cards. So this box on the left here is from one of the Tonic Studios monthly craft kits. It's their, I think it was the Nordic Diamond Bauble. So I already have a construction video showing how to put one of these together. And so I won't do that here in this video, but I'll link to it in the description box or perhaps at the end of this video or in the upper corner here. And I do still have one more that I want to make for my nieces and nephews, but check out that construction video if you want to see how to put one of these together. In this video, I'm actually going to be putting one of these together because I need to actually make two more of these, so I thought I would film one of them. So this is actually a pretty cute and fairly sizable gift box. It's from Crafter's Companion, and it's one that I think I got in their one of their Black Friday mystery bag deals, and I was super excited to see it because I had purchased as a part of a bundled deal a couple of the other gift box die sets that they had, but this was one that I wanted, but it was bundled with another set that I didn't think I would use at all, so I decided not to get it. And then lucky me, I got it in a mystery bag. So this set in particular comes with 25 dies, and to create this I only basically used 5. So this big one is essentially your box, and you'll need 2 of them. And then I kept the adornments pretty simple, so I just use this stripy pattern, and you do get several different types of patterns, and then you get the outline die for each of the panels. So the way you can't really get around the fact that you're going to have to do multiple die cuts if you want all 6 sides to have the same pattern. So all I did was basically just, you can even still see that washi tape. I taped together the outline and the inside cutting die together, and so then I just basically treated them as one die. I'm trying to pull them out here. Basically treated them as one die and die cut it multiple times like this, so 6 times per box. So if you feel comfortable taping dies together, they'll go through just fine, so long as you have it securely taped together so that the dies don't move and don't overlap each other, because if they do overlap each other, then you'll dull your cutting blade and deform your die. So you just want to be careful about that. But if you are worried about die cutting with both the inside decorative die and the outline die together, what you can do is instead, you do have 3 outline dies, and they're all the same. They're all just a solid plain edge. So you could die cut just the outline piece 3 times, or 3 times in one pass. You could get 3 panels in one pass, and then it would just be 2 passes to actually get enough panels, solid panels for your box. And then you could inlay the decorative die onto your cardboard die cut or cardstock. So that's another way of doing it if you don't want to use both the outline and the decorative die together in one pass, and only die cut one die at a time. The other thing that you could do is just use the decorative die and die cut directly into your box panel, and then it would be kind of clear and see-through. So that would be another cute option. So a lot of variations, a lot of options for how to use this set. It even comes with a couple of flowers, which I think would be kind of cute to do 3D flower forming. I didn't do that this time because I need to kind of wrap these gifts up pretty quickly so then I can ship it out and have it arrive in time for Valentine's Day. But the set also comes with a little tag and a couple of die cut sentiments. So you've got love and thank you. So pretty cute, really fun set, and the box itself is a good size. It'll actually hold quite a bit of candy, and when we're done, I'll maybe fill it, and you can see just how much candy goes in it. So point to point on the hexagon, and I didn't do a super great job lining this up, but 3.5 inches. So so that's pretty at its widest, and then 3 inches going this way. So a really nice size box, I think. So I did do pretty much all of the die cutting in advance. So I've got, just out of some Centura Pearl, 2 die cuts of the main panel. So you'll see that here. And then I have a lot of my panels. I am using layering weight, like around 60-65 pound paper for the decorative panels. So I was actually able to double up on my cardstock and cut them both at the same time, and it cut through just fine without an issue. So that's another way to kind of save time if you have to make multiples of these boxes. So I think I'll use the darker red on this one. So I'll need 6 of these and 6 of these. So these ones go up here, and then these trapezoidy ones go down here. And so I think what they recommend, and definitely what I would recommend as well, is to decorate your panels first while everything is still flat, and you can still give everything like a really good burnish, really make sure the adhesive sticks, and nothing's gonna come off or lift on you, especially as you kind of bend and fold the edges. And the nice thing is that the die will put score lines in all the places that the box needs to be folded and or creased. So I think I have all of them. Yep. Am I missing one? I might be missing one. So probably the hardest part about this box is actually die cutting all of these decorative panels. So once you've got that done, then you are all set. So I like to use, especially on something like Centura Pearl that has kind of a coating to it, I prefer to use liquid adhesive. So I'll just do a couple to start, and then come back when all of my panels are attached. So you just I'm using just my favorite liquid PVA glue, which is Line Co. pH neutral, and it's pretty fast grab, especially when you use, as little as I do. And you don't need a lot. You don't want a lot either, because you don't really want this to be oozing out from under. There's a little bit of time for adjusting, but like I mentioned, it's a really quick grab, so it's not going to move on you a lot, especially, and it kind of depends on your climate too, because I think my understanding is some of these glues will grab and hold faster just depending on your climate, how hot or cold it is, and humidity and all of that. But if you're using, just like a sparing amount like what I am here, it's also going to dry and grab a lot faster too. And once it's totally dry, it'll be a really nice permanent bond. So I like to just burnish, really make sure, I guess I can burnish from the front. A lot of times I get into the habit of burnishing from behind, just in case my scraper tool here leaves any scratches, especially on specialty paper. But this is just plain cardstock, the decorative panel, so it should be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of my panels on and come back for the next step. Okay, so I have both pieces with their decorative panels adhered, and so now what you want to do is start folding. So most everything is going to be a mountain fold, but you can at least initially fold everything mountain, and then anything that needs to be folded back the other way you can adjust. These folds at the bottom, you don't actually need to crease them all the way down because they're going to attach like that, so they're not actually going to be pressed all the way down to meet the other flap here. So you can keep kind of more of a soft edge on that one. Similarly with this one, these here can, pretty much all of them, you can just give a soft fold just to start giving it that shape. Same with these, just fold downwards. Nothing needs a hard crease, so you don't really need to burnish any of these. Top flap, and this will be the closure mechanism up here. And then, so those are all the easy folds. When it gets up to this part, it's really clever and pretty how you get these curved recessed areas. And now initially this is one of the folds where we folded it mountain, but really it needs to go inside as a valley fold. So the easiest way I found to do it is actually to just put one finger on top here and then 2 fingers on the other 2 panels, 2 fingers on this, and then push down with this finger while pushing up with the 2 fingers from behind and pushing down from here. So you start to get that shape. And again, it doesn't need to be like a hard crease. You just need it to just start to come together. So again, I'm basically holding it kind of like this finger, middle finger, thumb on either side of the fold, index finger in the middle of the fold. I'm pushing down with my index finger here, and with my left hand pushing up on the 2 sides, and with my right hand pushing against that, so that we can start to invert this fold here and bring that in like that. And this one you can just sort of bend like that. So there you have pretty much everything kind of trained the way it's gonna go. And I already have my other panel folded. Did the exact same thing. So now to put it all together. On the sides there are little glue tabs, these flaps here. So I'm sure there's lots of ways to do this. I like to attach the 2 pieces via these flaps first and then put the bottoms on. And so basically you want to put these together so that the glue flaps will meet up on the other side. So I'm gluing the side with the glue tabs to my other piece that does not have the glue tabs. And you can just butt this up and fold it down, butt this up and fold it down. And if you want, you can fold everything kind of together, because everything should meet up exactly. So you could do it this way too, just to make sure that everything's meeting up exactly aligned the way it should. And when it is aligned the way it should be, you should be able to just fold this flat and attach the other end, which is what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna just put some glue on here. And now I can just fold this right on top of it. Hold it for a couple seconds and just long enough for it to really grab. And of course, I'm gonna go in and just give it a good burnish from the inside. Okay, so then we have our box is starting to come together. Now we have to do the bottoms. So you could take it, essentially the end result will look like that. So I like to put the two big flaps on the outside. And what you want to do is just match up the angle of the flaps so that they line up along the edge. And I tried to do this with kind of quickly, but I think what might work better, instead of doing multiple tabs like I did before, is to just try to adhere one flap at a time so that you get these edges to meet up and be flush before you attach the next edge. I'm not necessarily going to wait for everything to dry, but just long enough for it to grab. And then I'll get glue onto this flap. And again, just get it to line up along this edge. So just want to hold it from the inside, really get that to grab. Okay, so now I've got two flaps attached to this, and then I still have these two tabs that need to be attached. So now I'll put glue down a little so I can get my glue in there. I do want to try to cover the whole panel with a little bit of glue. Make sure it's really secure. And I can also put glue down on this flap too. You don't want to necessarily put glue on this entire panel because right here there's no paper. So if you put glue here, it would not be attached to anything. So I just like to put glue all along the edges just to make sure the edge is well secured down. So then it's just a matter of lining these up. And then lining this up. And once you have it lined up, you can push it from the inside. And this box is plenty roomy on the inside, so you can really get your hand in there. I need to shift this a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. And once everything is where you want it, then I like to give it really good burnish from the inside. In general, I prefer box constructions where there's like a full flap and multiple layers, because then it just gives you a stronger bottom for one, but then it also gives you a nicer finish. So this is already a fairly large die. You do need a large platform die cutting machine in order to cut the outline die. So I can appreciate that maybe it just wasn't possible to do a full bottom flap and still be able to fit within the size constraints of your standard large platform die cutting machine. So I'm just retraining these flaps because we did flatten everything when we attached the two sides together. But essentially that's our box complete. So now it's just a matter of training everything so that it will close nicely. And it does take a little bit of just massaging everything into place. But how I like to do it is, you know, once you've retrained these and everything is sort of coming in, I pinch these two together. So these are going to be the little tabs that will slip into these slots, and that's what's going to keep your box closed. So when I go to finally close this, I'll pinch these together and then slot each one of these into this little center. But before I do that, let me go ahead and fill this with candy so you can see just how much you can actually slip into one of them. So I've got some, of course we need conversation hearts, and I've got some nerds, I've got some Reese's that come in little hearts, which I thought were kind of cute. And I also have some, I really got candy that I like. So I've got some Andes candy. Well, other than the conversation hearts, these are all things I would love to eat. Though I don't, not on a regular basis. So let's see, I'll just start filling it. This doesn't quite fit flat, so this will have to kind of fit at a little bit of an angle. So I like to just put in a couple things underneath there just to start. And trying to, there we go. Put in a couple more of these. I think I'll be able to fit another box. So let's see if all of that fits. All right, so bring these two together, and then one by one you can start to, this might be a little bit overly full. Let's just see. So pinch these together, and then you can just pull it through the slot. And you do want to pull it far enough for it to sort of click into place. So it is notched on the sides a little bit so that it will actually kind of stay in there. So there's that. I don't know if there's a good order for this. I just grab whichever side is closest to me and just gently push. Sometimes these just need to be massaged a little bit and give it a little tug. Box might be just a smidge too full, but it's going. Let's see if I can fit something else in. Alright, that one's in. And slot this over. And there you have it. So it's a little bit full, but it all made it in. Everything is secured under the tab. You probably wouldn't want to fill it quite as full as I have, because if you don't, then your top is gonna line up much better than mine. But I wanted to just be generous with the candy. And what's nice is you have this little hole here where you can maybe thread through some twine or whatever you have, and the die set does come with a little tag die that you can cut out a little tag and just write, you know, who it's to, and then attach that to the top. And of course, there are all of these decorative dies that come in the set, so you could decorate the tops of these with flowers or little foliage, leaves, things like that, or even put one of the sentiment die cuts onto the tag or onto the box panels. But pretty simple to put together. Doesn't really take that long. The die cutting really might be the part that takes the longest, but once it's together, it or once everything's die cut, it comes together pretty quickly. So thanks for joining me for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and until my next one, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye!